recording.
Okay, we did our project on the effects of sleep quality, so like how does sleep affect your everyday life and your test scores basically.
So we started off and we kind of did a little simulation over the long weekend where we went to bed either really late, so we got like 2 to 3 hours of sleep, or we got closer to 9 to 10, and then we'd wake up like a normal school day. And so we wake up at 7 and get ready and then take a test at about 9. And so what we saw was that on the tests that we took the mornings after the nights that we slept 2 to 3 hours, our scores averaged at about 60%, and the errors were bigger than the mistakes that we would make on the ones where were well rested. And we couldn't focus as well, and it took us longer to take compared to when we got 10 hours of sleep. And so then after we got that, we analyzed that and we wanted to go deeper with it, so we wanted to research more about how it corresponds with our mental health and some common sleep disorders.
More than 40 million Americans suffer from long-term sleep disorders.
So the main three that we researched about was insomnia, sleep apnea, and then hypersomnia. So insomnia is when you're basically unable to sleep and you sleep very minimal hours. Sleep apnea is when your sleeping is disturbed, so you're waking up in the night or your breathing is off pattern. And then hypersomnia is the opposite of insomnia, where you're sleeping so much sometimes like for days on end.
Stress and anxiety can cause sleep disorders. They go hand in hand, but a lot of people ask the question which one comes first. But there's no definite answer because it varies per person. We went to the Iowa Sleep Center and interviewed them, and we asked them about how your quality of sleep can affect how you carry out everyday tasks, and they answered, teens who lack sleep often struggle with memory loss, fatigue, and concentration issues, making it harder to carry out simple tasks needed in an everyday day at school.
Also, some things that surprised us was that only like 10% of the patients were between the ages of 12 and 18, and that's because a lot of parents almost underestimate that when a teenager is staying up all night, that it's actually a sleep disorder rather than they're just being a teenager. They actually said that their recommended amount of sleep was 10 to 12 hours, which is a lot more than most of us are getting. And they also said that starting school later could also greatly impact it because there was a significant difference in car accidents on the way to school, and also academics improved a lot because they were able to focus more. And then they also told us that like with driving with 5 or less hours of sleep is the same like risk as driving with alcohol consumption, so that was really scary.
What could we have improved about this project? We think that we could have done the same learning target but different questions as opposed to doing 4 different tests that we just assumed were the same level of toughness, I guess. We could have fallen asleep at the exact time that we planned, because sometimes we would plan to be asleep at like 10 and fall asleep at like 10:15 because, I mean, you can't really plan exactly to fall asleep. We could have taken the test towards the end of a school day around 2 or 3 o'clock opposed to 2 hours after we've woken up so that we get more tired throughout the day.
So overall, we noticed that not only were our test scores in academics greatly different, I guess, with our amounts of sleep, but just simple tasks that we would need to do every day that we didn't have the motivation or energy to do. That's it.
All right, very good.